I think I should let you know this will not be the most important video you watch today, but it's gonna sure be fun for me to make. So I'm gonna do it anyways. This is Sundance Documentaries, the ones I watched and I didn't finish putting the parentheses on there. My name is Jason Williams, and these are the movies I saw, blah, blah, blah. Speed it up. Okay, we're going so fast. Oh my gosh, it's like you're fast forwarding. American Pachuco, The Legend of Luis Valdez, The Best Summer, Ghost in the Machine, Hanging by a Wire, Joybubbles, Nuisance Bear, Seized, and 1 in a Million. American Pachuco, The Legend of Luis Valdez. Luis Valdez elevated Chicano narratives to cinema through Zoot Suit and La Bamba, overcoming political and industry pushback to create landmark films that broaden and honor America's cultural history. This movie is the last movie I watched, and the only reason I watched this is because I had watched 29, but I needed 30. That just sounded a little better than 29. So I watched it and I was very tired. It's kind of half-ass paying attention. About an experimental theater this guy created, fighting injustice with mocking the authorities, how the entertainment industry didn't want to show up for him. This was in California. He created a movement, the discovery of Edward James Olmos and Lou Diamond Phillips. This movie also won audience favorite for Best Doc. The Best Summer, raw footage capturing 90s alt-rock legends performing, talking, and hanging backstage, and it follows the Beastie Boys, Sonic Youth, Foo Fighters, Pavement, Rancid, Beck, The Amps, Bikini Kill, and it's like a blind spot in my history of music. All the music was so fucking good in this movie. I can't believe I missed an entire era that I was actually living through when I was like a teenager. But here I am. Directed Billy Madison. She's married to Mike D from the Beastie Boys and shot an Asian tour in the mid-90s that all these bands were on. The footage was sitting in a box for decades, and the reason she found it is because she was evacuating for the fires in LA. So she saw this box of footage and she's like, I need to make something with it. Kathleen from Bikini Kill and Adam H from the Beastie Boys fall in love on this tour, even though I didn't notice it until she said it in the Q&A afterwards. This was shot on a camcorder, homemade movie style. There was no flash. This wasn't intentional. This was just like very, very intimate. These are friend interviews with members of the band. You also watch the Beastie Boys do drugs. I don't know what drugs they were doing. My guess is opium, maybe? And you watch people from all over the world jam out to punk, rock, grunge, and rap in all these oppressive countries. Music is the unifier. I love it. Ghost in the Machine. I was unsure how this movie would turn out. Artificial intelligence's unsung beginnings are found in power rather than computers, illuminating the dreams that underlie the hype that brought us to this point in our future. This movie was crazy. AI has a way darker history than I thought. Eugenics, tech bros, oligarchs, racism, injustice, power, waste, destroying towns and villages. And it was interesting, alarming, a bunch of bullshit that's been fed to us. This also made me feel super guilty that I do occasionally use AI. Intelligent panel of experts are the ones who are interviewed throughout. And this movie also got review bombed and it has very low ratings. I still suggest you check it out. And do your own research. Hanging by a Wire. When a cable car malfunctions in the mountains, 8 people, including 6 students, are trapped high above a valley. As time runs out before the final cable fails, rescue teams work against the clock to save the stranded passengers. Didn't know about this story. It was from August 11th, I think, of 2025. Real footage mixed with Hollywood reenactments. I didn't know how I'd feel about it, but I actually liked it. The zipline guy, that's one of the characters in it. There's communities coming together, authorities just wasting time, even though they're trying, and it's kind of cool to watch. However, they're not trusting the locals, because one of those locals, he's the one who came up with the best idea, and he actually saved someone, but they wouldn't let him go back out to save more people. So this could have been wrapped up a lot faster had they just trusted their own community. It was really good and harrowing, and you're on the edge of your seat the whole time. And if you saw the news story, maybe you've already seen this. I had never seen it before, so it was new to me. Joybubbles. Blind Joybubbles finds he can control phones by whistling specific tones. His discovery, born from loneliness, becomes foundational to hacking culture and tech history. Also, when I heard the synopsis, I thought of the guy from Guardians of the Galaxy that whistles his arrow that shoots around or whatever. This guy was a phone freak, which I didn't know what it was. It was sweet, smart, uplifting, raw, motivational. Joybubbles is his legal name. He changes to that. Ma Bell is the enemy. She got the ill communication. You know, hurting conglomerates, that's always fun to watch. Like, it's a telephone company, not a fucking person. But he also watched all of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, which is very telling about this man. Is he the first OG influence? Moral of the story, be you. Don't let anybody stop you from what you want to do. have fun, be a happy child, disrupt institutions, and above all else, be kind. Nuisance Bear. Polar bear's traditional migration path leads it into populated areas, sparking conflict between human interest and wild nature as the animal struggles to survive a changing world. I'm not sure if this bear was actually struggling. I mean, watch humans being stupid, except the natives. Thought it would have been more funnier because of the title, and apparently there's not less polar bears in the world. There's actually more, which I didn't realize, but that's what the Native Americans are actually saying. Seized. When Marion, Kansas is thrust into the international spotlight after a police raid on the Marion County Record and the death of its 98-year-old co-owner, a fierce debate ignites about the abuse of power, journalism, and the U.S. Constitution. This had likable characters, unlikable characters, it had strong women, had a student intern wanting to get into journalism, and people who fight back against corruption. This actually was about a paper that believes in fair and balanced news. And that means not everybody will like you, not even the town possibly. The importance of security cameras and body cameras. This movie's hard to explain, but I did enjoy watching it. 1 in a Million. A Syrian girl's decade-long journey to Germany and back as she and her family face the challenges of war and life as refugees, showing both the hardships and hopes of starting anew. This movie was a ride. I believe this won Best World Documentary. This movie tore me through my emotions. I cried the first half of the movie. I'm talking about probably for about an hour. And there's a lot of happy, smiling children, resilient humans. I felt guilt. I watched their hardships, the struggle, the love of their family. It's very hard for me to watch an 11-year-old girl just full of life and joy, having to deal with hard situations. It's just hard. And there's a spoiler alert in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You've been warned. Spoiler alert. This movie takes place over 10 years. The girl is charming, happy, smiling. She just kind of like lives with her heart on her shoulder. And we watch her gain freedoms, become a teenager in Germany. We watch her betrayed by her family, fall in love with an older man, an age gap. And then she goes back to Syria with a Habib and a child. And the second half of this movie infuriated me. You watch trust broken from people I liked in it. An underage age gap relationship that I know there's love there, but authoritative about it that I just didn't like, as men convincing women to submit, which I also didn't like. Young pregnant women and wives, like 21, having a kid, and just like religion disrupting freedom. I watch some people I'm rooting for backslide when a man enters the picture. It's just frustrated the shit out of me. I do hope she's happy. Watching it made me feel like she lost herself to her restrictive religious beliefs and traditions. I have no say in any of this stuff. I just want to put that out there. I don't know if this is taboo of me to say or not, but I just feel like halfway through the movie, she says she doesn't want to wear Habib. She loves her freedom. She just seems so alive when she's a teenager. And then things that happen with her dad and this new guy and her falling in love. And I just feel like it's almost like she was put back into this religious cage. It bothered me, even though she seemed happy in the Q&A. There's a lot of questions I had. So the movies I saw was American Pachuco, Best Summer, Ghost in the Machine, Hanging by a Wire, Joybubbles, Nuisance Bear, Seized, and 1 in a Million. Sundoc 2026 Jason Video 2 over. See you on Video 3, please.